In the summer of 2026, the United States, Canada, and Mexico will jointly host the biggest FIFA World Cup in history. The betting markets are already open, and the top of the board looks familiar. Spain sits as the current favorite at plus 450, followed closely by France. But putting money down today means letting the sportsbook hold your capital for 2 full years before a single ball is kicked. Before you tie up your bankroll, you have to run the numbers to see if any potential payout mathematically justifies sitting on that investment for 24 months. That calculation starts with understanding exactly what the 2026 tournament structure demands. The field is expanding from 32 teams to 48. This table shows the drastic jump in scale. We go from 64 matches in 2022 to 104 matches in 2026. To accommodate the extra teams, FIFA added a new elimination phase, increasing the required knockout wins from 4 to 5. Asking an underdog to survive 5 consecutive do-or-die matches against the world's deepest rosters heavily suppresses their statistical probability of lifting the trophy. That extra knockout round acts as a mathematical wall, effectively eliminating the viability of a long-shot outright winner. This chart evaluates these futures bets, comparing statistical probability to hit on the horizontal axis against payout ROI on the vertical. When we plot top European favorites like Spain and France, they land solidly in the high probability, low ROI quadrant. These elite nations have the deep talent pools required to survive the grueling 5-round gauntlet. However, accepting a plus 450 payout means absorbing 2 years of injury risk, managerial changes, and roster turnover before the tournament even begins. Tying up capital for 2 years to chase a 4.5 times payout is a highly inefficient way to manage a bankroll, no matter how dominant those teams appear today. The alternative is the emotional appeal of backing North American host nations, like the U.S. men's national team, playing on home soil. Dropping the US and Canada into our chart puts them firmly in the low probability, high ROI territory. The temptation here is obvious when you look at the top of the chart, where payouts reach plus 6,500 for the US and an astronomical plus 25,000 for Canada. But host country energy cannot override the structural math of having to defeat 5 elite opponents in a row to win the tournament. Outright bets on these host nations operate entirely as emotional lottery tickets, offering roughly 0 real-world return on investment. The only futures category that successfully balances realistic probability with a worthwhile return is the stage prop market. Returning to our chart, Mexico reaching the round of 16 at plus 125 lands directly in the sweet spot. This value is logistics-driven. Their highly favorable Group A draw features South Africa, South Korea, and Czechia, none ranking in the global top 25. Their roster is uniquely acclimated to dealing with the intense summer heat, giving them a distinct physical edge over those specific opponents. Plus, they get the compounding advantage of playing all their group stage matches on home soil, backed by fiercely passionate crowds. This specific prop only asks Mexico to beat mid-tier competition early, insulating your money from the volatility of facing heavyweights in the deep knockout rounds. Leveraging concrete early tournament logistics is the most mathematically sound way to generate ROI on the board right now. This flowchart outlines exactly how to deploy your capital based on your primary financial goal. If you purely want a rooting interest in the host nations, follow the path toward entertainment. Treat any futures placed on the US or Canada as a sunk entertainment expense. The expanded format means you should fully expect those tickets to lose. If your primary goal prioritizes the time value of your money, follow the path toward bankroll optimization. You need to ignore outright winner bets entirely until the spring of 2026 to avoid an inefficient, multi-year lockup on your capital. Standard outright futures betting in a 48-team field is simply a trap for almost every type of investor. The final path on our chart is for the strategic prop hunter looking for immediate value today. Focus exclusively on mispriced logistical advantages that leverage the tournament's own mechanics, using the plus 125 Mexico to advance prop as your blueprint. Targeting their guaranteed home soil group stage offers the perfect blend of realistic probability and actionable reward. As the biggest World Cup approaches, remember the rule: ignore the 48-team hype, avoid locking up capital on heavy favorites, and strictly buy probability.